My name is Leonard Korir. I am the co-founder and CEO at Mobidev. Mobidev focuses on mobile application development, web application development, and payment processing for the enterprise market. Today, I would like to take you through why sales is important for you as a CEO and for your company. Sales to me is feedback to your business that what you're doing, whether it's a product you're offering, or you're selling, or a service that you're offering, has value to someone, and that person gets to the point where they see they can pay for it. There's no better way to reduce risk for an early stage company than to get someone to pay for your solution. Like you've heard in previous videos, we highly recommend that you get your product or service in front of your customers and actually get them to pay for it. If you haven't sold anything, most likely you haven't validated your business idea. Trial and error will be part and parcel of your journey as you begin testing and selling your product. The more feedback you get from your prospects, the better you'll understand how to iterate your product or solution to better serve their needs. This will also help you improve your sales pitch and also narrow down your target market. You will never have enough capital to create your product, to market it, and to sell it. If this is the case, you need to be scrappy about how you put together your initial solution. If you can get at least 20 people to pay for what you're offering, then you'll set yourself apart from all those entrepreneurs whose business ideas will never take off. When we started off in 2012, our key focus was at least to get a few people to trust us and give us jobs. That in itself is just one of the sole reasons that I would say set us apart from all the others who had similar ideas that never took off. So in so doing, we were able to at least get enough revenue to make us grow from one step to the next step. So similarly, in your startup, you may never have enough money to hire an external company to do marketing for you. And so the first customers, you'll have to earn them yourself. In previous sessions, you must have gone through marketing. Marketing is a vital part of the sales process. And this is how it connects. Put yourself in the shoes of someone who wants to buy your product. Of course, the first thing they have is a problem. When they have a problem, they may know or they may not know there is a potential solution for the problem. So marketing helps create that awareness that there is a potential solution to one of their problems or opportunities that they can take advantage of. Beyond that, of course, is going through research in terms of the several companies or the several providers of solutions that they may have to their problems. And eventually, they would compare the 2 or 3 or 4 solutions and come to a decision and decide to go with one of them. So that is covered a lot in terms of creating awareness for your product or service. There are several effective strategies that you could use to go through this kind of process. One of them, of course, is storytelling. Every product or service out there that is great has a story behind it. These stories usually have some key items in them. One of them is a persona of your typical end user or end customer. Okay. You grab the attention of the potential buyer or the prospect in this case. Enable this potential buyer to have some emotion and connection to your product and eventually a call to action. Now, the second strategy that you need to think about as a founder is your pipeline. The sales pipeline itself is a snapshot. Like at every given point in time, you should know, based on your sales process, right from creation of awareness to the time someone makes or buys your product, where are they in that process? A sales pipeline is what gives you that information. So, how do we go about this sales pipeline? First of all, define your process. What does your process look like? Okay. If you're selling as a product or a service online, there is typical would be creation of that awareness, probably a sign up process, then maybe a free trial, then maybe eventually they get to buy your product or pay for some subscription. Define that clearly and ensure that you can map out every single person who gets in touch with your product or service into that sales pipeline. The following are some of the key best practices in terms of sales pipeline tracking, and I'd like us to go through them. One is remember to follow up. Everyone on that sales pipeline who has not paid for a product is a potential client. Following up increases the chances of them paying for your product. Identify the good leads. This is something that comes with time, but you're able to know the value of potential leads upfront. Identify them and put your energy, focus your energy on the potential high value lead. After you've identified your best leads, the next key thing to think about is to identify your key metrics. This is the information that tells you how you are faring on in terms of your sales process. Okay. Metrics such as the number of deals that are in your pipeline, the length of time those deals take to close, the percentage of conversion from prospects to leads, and of course, the average size of these deals. These are some of the key things that you need to look at, and they help you monitor your progress. Keep your sales cycle short. A sales process that takes maybe 3 years versus a sales process that takes a few minutes, there's huge difference in terms of conversion of prospects into buyers of the product. Then finally, as you grow, you'll find these leads become many, and it's good you figure out a tool that would work for you. In this case, it could be a CRM that you can be able to map out any leads or any prospect in that sales pipeline. So just a recap of our process of how to sell. We've covered storytelling and we've just covered the sales pipeline tracking. The third thing that we would like to talk about is the consultative selling process. Consultative selling is about listening to your potential customer or your prospect. In the process of listening to your customers, you may realize that you may not be the best solution for their problems at the moment. And this may necessitate even recommending a different company or different provider to give them a solution. By doing so, you build trust in yourself, and they get to trust you more and may even get to recommend you to some of their friends, which is a key thing in getting more prospects and leads your way. About 3 years ago, a client approached us with an idea of a card solution for the market. As much as we are in the business of building software and engaging clients in payment processing, we felt we were not the best people to provide a card solution there. And we referred them to one of our friends who was able to implement the solution for them. And sure enough, about a year later, which was about 2 years back, we got another client through the same client who was asking for the card solution. Now that you've closed the sale, what happens next? It is very important to keep that relationship between you and your client. Earlier, I talked about the company Keja Hunt. Initially, I went in as someone who was looking for a house. But because of a number of things, first of all, listening to me and offering further communication beyond looking for a house, I became their client in terms of moving the house and storage at the moment. There are other companies, for example, Uber. Once you take a trip, you get a receipt, you're able to track your history in terms of your charges and your receipts. All that is part of after sales service that you need to inculcate as part of your solution. And remember, after sales service doesn't have to be something complex. It could be as simple as sending an email, sending a thank you SMS, or a survey, or a request for recommendation. Convert your clients into your marketers. You're always selling. You're selling the vision to your co-founders. You're selling your company vision to your employees. You're asking them to risk a few years of their lives to work with you. You're selling your vision to your vendors or suppliers. And for those who will raise funding, you're selling this same vision to your potential investors. This is a skill that you need to develop or you need to have from the word go. And I hope this session has helped you learn one or two things.